Clips. Alrighty, YouTube, another one of Kip's Clips. So, I want to inject a wee bit of alternative, new and original way of looking at things. Hopefully simplifying it. I maybe speak too, maybe I ramble on a wee bit too much, but it's to simplify. It's no, it's not to simplify it, actually. It's not to overcomplicate simple thought patterns or simple ways of looking at things. The simplest ways of looking at things and explaining and expanding on things tend to be the most powerful because more people can understand it. If you try to be too clever, too fancy, so on and so forth, sometimes it's just nobody really gets you because sometimes it's only clever in your own mind. Anyway, I digress. So, and what I do lack in the ability to stop saying fuck, cunt and bugger, I hope I make up with originality. Because in the YouTube world, there is little originality out there. It's very hard to find. And it's like, because YouTube's a victim of its own success. But I want everybody, a lot of people that gravitate towards this information are very familiar with Wag the Dog. Now I'm going to tell you the conspiracy about Wag the Dog, and it was only last night that it popped into my head, and now the more I've thought about it, it becomes blatantly obvious. Now, and listen, I'm not telling anybody not to go and watch this. I'm not telling anybody not to take away the great. There's a lot you can take away from this, but like all good propaganda, it doesn't have to be lies. It's misdirection. The devil's in the detail, and you need to suspend disbelief. Or sorry, stop suspending disbelief when sucking these things in. Now, the reason I've never analysed Wag the Dog is because I first became aware of it very early on in my journey into this information, and I watched it and I didn't suspend disbelief. I loved it. I was like, they're telling us everything. Look, it's all lies. Look, that's all made up. It's all theatre. And in hindsight, fast forward, right, so 1997, fast forward 20 years, analyse what Wag the Dog had implanted into lots of people's heads, but what did it leave out? Now, in 1997, and remember, like, please thumbs this up, subscribe to my channel, click the bell if you want to get notifications, share it with friends, family and foe, help the channel grow because nobody else is going to do it. I do criticise, there's not going to be cross promotion here because I do keep an eye on the alternative media, so help me grow. And if you do want to support any of the bullcrap I do, feel free to use the Patreon and PayPal buttons down below, much appreciated. So, back in 1997, I can't quite remember, I didn't have access to the internet until mid-2000s or something, right? But I think the internet was in its infancy. I think you could get a computer with dial-up and all that stuff in 1997. I might be a bit wrong. The time frame is irrelevant here. What I'm saying to you is 1997. This was after Noam Chomsky made his speech that all us conspiracy people know when he's talking about we live in amazing times, there's a great political awakening happening. The elites knew what was happening. They knew that a new world library was getting opened. They knew this new information source to connect all the people was opening up. And they needed a way, well, I don't know, and there were intelligent people out there who had the foresight to see what was happening and implement their propaganda drive through the internet to facilitate the change that they want. And what do I mean by this? If you haven't watched Wag the Dog, this probably won't make sense, but hopefully it will. Now, Wag the Dog, what does it tell you in this? I'll just read the synopsis here if I can. Let's see. Anyway, shortly before an election, a spin doctor and a Hollywood producer join efforts to fabricate a war in order to cover up a presidential sex scandal. So again, it's implying the TV, the presidency, and the newspapers, they all lie and make up stories, spin them for ulterior agendas. Now, I'm not saying that isn't. I'm fully on board with that. But what we need now is we need a remake of Wag the Dog. We need to bring it up to date. I don't know, there's enough people out there on the internet. Why don't we do it ourselves? Because we certainly cannot trust them. We can only trust us. Because when it's left to them, this shit happens. We get Wag the Dog served up to us. Everybody gobbles it up, and then only 20 years later does somebody like myself scratch their nut and go, I can see what they were doing here. Now, what happened when Noam Chomsky knew there was going to be a political awakening and the interwebs was getting propagated worldwide? Well, we had a film like Wag the Dog pop up. We had the X-Files pop up. We had Unsolved Mysteries and this kind of genre of TV to program a skepticism into the public. This is what I genuinely believe. It was there to program a skepticism into the public so that we would be skeptical about the television. But hey, wow, look at the shiny new internet. Hello, Mr. Internet. You wouldn't lie to me, Mr. Internet. You're open and free and not controlled. And everybody on the internet speaks the truth. Because Wag the Dog told me the TV always lies. Oh my god, the TV always lies. What master? Who do I believe now? Oh, I've got the internet. Hello, Mr. Internet. You wouldn't lie to me, Mr. Internet, would you? You're really nice, Mr. Internet. That's the scam behind it. They've pre-programmed us all to be sceptical, but in that pre-programming, they've left out to be sceptical about the fucking internet as well. The same skepticism that this film generated towards PR forums for politicians, mainstream media news, although that mainstream media, like even the internet tells you, they're lamestream, they're old. And I'm not sticking up for them, they are liars on the TV. They are liars on the internet. They are liars on the radio, they are liars in the newspaper. Even all these new, shiny internet sources that wouldn't lie to me. The Rebel wouldn't lie to me. Alex Jones wouldn't lie to me. The UK column wouldn't lie to me. These are the entities that were set up by the intelligence propagandists very early on, knowing what would happen with this internet medium. And that's why when you look at the people on pedestals on the alternative media, that's why you can see them part of the truther industrial complex, all appearing to be independent, while singing from the same geopolitical hymn sheet. We're all nationalists, we all should look after ourselves. Hell, look what's happening in Sweden, look what's happening in Germany, look what's happening. I thought you wanted to concentrate about your own backyard. Why are you talking about geopolitics when you're a fucking isolationist nationalist? Doesn't make sense. Why aren't you moaning Trump just doesn't fucking fire up a wall and leave the whole world alone? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense because it's not true. Because it's all part of a larger PR campaign. So what we need is we need us, not them, to update Wag the Dog and not only build into it a healthy skepticism about that medium, and I'm pointing to my TV, the TV medium, we need people to now have that same skepticism about the internet and all these arbitrators of truth, as Daiz calls them, Not on the BBC, you get them there as well, but on the internet. From Luke Radowski, Tim Pool, look at all these, Mark Daiz. You can see through all these frauds. You can see the coordinated propaganda they are pushing, and it's all part of a geopolitical agenda, while pretending to be nationalists. It's quite beautiful, and it's not. And again, propaganda only works when you don't know it's propaganda. So once that penny drops, once you watch Wag the Dog 2.0, which includes the skepticism of the internet, that propaganda on this internet will no longer work. Alex Jones will manifest as the clown he is. David Icke, go and look at this guy. He was 20, however many years ago, before he was an old man, he was talking about the Queen being a shape-shifting lizard. Look at his face. He's like Kev Baker. These people seem to be rotting. And Hillary Clinton. These people with black hearts, they are not what they pretend to be on the outside. They are different on the inside. You can see them. They look like junkie. David Icke actually looks like he's slowly turning into a lizard. Honestly. Let's see if I can get a recent picture of him. What was that black and white one, man? Look, he literally looks like he's turning into, like, there's these photoshopped ones. You know, the guy about all truth, honesty and stuff, there's his Photoshop. Camera, studio lightings. Oh no, I've got shadow on my face. Oh no, I don't look like I'm in the studio. Oh my god. Frauds. They pretend that Wag the Dog, don't trust the TV, then they rock up on the internet in a TV studio and expect you to believe it because it's on the internet. The internet is the new Wag the Dog, the one you didn't see coming. I mean, honestly, right, well, here's, like, you need to go and look at more of his recent videos, right? But you can see he's slowly turning, he actually is genuinely start looking like a lizard. I think he's shape-shifting slowly, very slowly but surely. So, this is the new Wag the Dog. David Icke, Alex Jones, all this sanctioned, allowed alternative media to rule you with fear and superstition, right? Not science and reason, not reproducible science and not reason, and certainly not honesty. That's one thing about all these people. Whoever fucking pulling their strings, whatever agendas they are pushing, the dishonesty of all these people is the thing that really makes me want to call them out. The dishonesty of Luke Radowski, the dishonesty of Alex Jones, the dishonesty of Tommy Robinson, the dishonesty of this prick, the dishonesty of Max Egan, the dishonesty of Ken O'Keefe. All these people dishonest because the shit happens. They rock up and try to explain it and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because it's lies. Like Tommy Robinson, I was arrested for attempted journalism. Lie. It doesn't make sense. There is no such charge. It doesn't make sense because it's not true. David Icke, give me hundreds of thousands of pounds, millions of pounds. I'll pay my family and my cronies TVP. I'm going to make a TV station. Thank you for all your money. Good night. Now buy tickets for my tour. While filling your head full of shite. Speaking... enchanting you. He enchants you with tales of bullshit and mystery and wonder. Enchanting you. Telling you fuck all. I've seen people go down the plug hole because of this guy. Not fucking up the way. Right? Wag the Dog. These are the new people to stupefy you. To turn you into the idiocracy. I mean, I witnessed this the other day. I'm a gay, transsexual... paedophile with soft, lovely skin. Because I call out Tommy Robinson. Now, see that woman that was saying that shit about me? She genuinely believes that stuff. She's knee deep in that bullshit. That's why I hate organised religion as well. It turns people batshit crazy. See if that woman turned round, looked in her mirror and went, I trust you. Right? That's the only person. She would be a lot healthier in the head. Instead of walking around think I'm the Antichrist or Satan or I'm possessed by the devil or I'm a paedophile, probably a paedophile, I support Islam, probably Islam, I don't know, all sorts of barrage of shit. WAG the dog has turned these people stupid. They've no longer got any grasp, any grounding. Their head's so far up, their fucking arse are in a Bible or some fucking hairy fairy story made by man to control man, and they can't see it. So WAG the dog needs an update. We need to update our understanding of WAG the dog. WAG the dog, for all the good things it teaches us, was propaganda. Now, call me crazy, look at the two top people in that. And we're surprised that there's actually a scratching beneath the surface of WAG the dog. WAG the dog was brought around at the time when the internet was just about to explode, so that it would help propagate skepticism against the TV, so everybody would gravitate towards the internet and believe that. And while they were gravitating towards the internet and believing the internet as the arbitrator of all truth, they were setting up their propaganda wings to spew out their filth and control people's minds via the internet. Very, very clever. Very, very clever. Once the penny drops, once you stop trusting all these known liars, you can see through them. Does anybody out there think there's any weight to what I'm saying here? Has anybody ever bothered to wag the dog, wag the dog? Do you know what I mean? Like, does that make any sense? It's inverted of inversion of inversion. Right, Robert De Niro, he's now out with this Vaxxed documentary, right? Now, I think there's so much stuff that needs to get found out about vaccinations, right? I'm not sticking up here for fucking Big Pharma or vaccinations. I'm trying to understand how these characters, actors are controlling our nuts. From Stone to De Niro to Hoffman and Wag the Don. Who's that Stone? Oliver Stone or whatever, that's fucking Alex Jones Willie down his throat right now. They're controlling us. Robert De Niro's now out with Vaxxed. What is Vaxxed doing? Vaxxed is giving fuel for the fire for the alt-right, isn't it? Alex Jones and the Umbrella Corps of Infowars primed the whole of the internet media with this vaccination stuff. And it's important, we should look into it, right? But again, we need to fucking get the cunts on top away. Instead of just... we need to take the lid off the pyramid, right? The capstone. We need to fucking attack the capstone of the pyramid. Can attack all these levels down below and all that, aye, but you ain't going to get anywhere far. You'll get rid of one brick and they'll fill it in, right? We need to take away the capstone, if that makes any sense. So, Robert De Niro, yet again, bouncing up 20 years later with another propaganda piece, Vaxxed. And again, lots of good information in that film. Take away what you can from it, but do not suspend disbelief. Don't ask questions about it, even though it's talking about things you might agree with. Still ask questions about it. Look how it's getting how it's getting used. The UK columns out there propagating it, starting to get people through the door for them, to harness support, get people over onto their internet of truth. Look, we're on the interwebs. We wouldn't lie to you. Yes, we're all ex-military intelligence and what types. Yes, we do hang around with Lord Monken. Yes, he is a lord and part of the aristocracy, and he does look like a bug-eyed freak. But he said something I agree with on Alex Jones once, so I'm fully on board. Right, there's sets of slave masters out there still trying to... Nobody's trying to set you free. They're fighting for your loyalty. Nobody's like cutting your chains. They're fighting for holding your leash. Cut everybody's leash and fucking let everybody go. So, does anybody see, is there any wise words in this, what I'm saying here? Wag the Dog needs an update. We need to update it in our heads. We need to use what we learned for Wag the Dog and apply it to every form of media, even the ones that we've been told don't lie to us, like the internet. The internet is full as much fucking propaganda as the TV, radio, newspapers and magazines. And even all the alternative newspapers, magazines and all that shit, all controlled. Don't trust anybody but yourself. Truth lies in your own discernment. If you have not got confidence in your own brain to decide what's fucking right, wrong, true, false. Game's a bogey. You've handed over your loyalty, your decision-making processes to somebody else. Alright to YouTube, I'll no links to leave. Just hopefully that makes some sense to people. It's time for an update of Wag the Dog. If you do get any value, feel free to use the Patreon and PayPal buttons down below. Digital busking. It's a brave new world. It is a brave new world. And people want to put you in a box so you don't thrive in it. Right? They're trying to keep you down, gaslight you by making you think you're crazy for feeling this way, right? Which makes you less likely to speak out because, he's just crazy. He flails his arms and says fuck, cunt and bugger a lot. I do. Doesn't take away from what I believe the stuff I'm saying. It's an honest opinion of what I see around me. Whether it's fucking accurate or not, time will tell. I keep my mind open to the possibility that I am as controlled as everybody else. I just haven't seen that control mechanism yet. Every time I see a control mechanism, I try and pull it out. Fucking InfoHost, UK Column, BBC, pull them all out till I'm left floating about myself. It's lonely, but at least I've got my own thoughts and feelings. Alright YouTube, thumbs it up, share it on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all the good stuff. Leave all your comments, good, bad, ugly and indifferent. I will read and respond to as many as I can. Alright to YouTube, thanks for listening. Good cheese.
It's a F.E.A.R, F.E.A.R, it's a F.E.A.R, F.E.A.R, it's F.E.A.R, F.E.A.R, come on. It keeps the cheese and the maze and the rats and the race and those peasants in the days like a head up on the ace. It's a F.E.A.R, come on. Keeps clear.